Friday morning. I'm on my way to work with little Bitsy, and I thought I would make a quick video. So anyway, I went to the Nutrition and Medicine Conference over the last weekend, and it was really, really great. There were 1,000 medical professionals there, and we all put on white coats and walked to the White House, where we held a giant sign that said, "Break up with bacon." That was awesome. That was amazing. And then, 1,000 people wearing white coats standing in front of the White House with a giant sign. That's amazing, guys. That was really, really, really amazing. I'm so glad to have been a part of that. And hopefully all the pictures and the videos from that will be up on social media soon. After we did that, we walked over to the McDonald's that was located a couple blocks away, and we held up the same sign and stood there for a few minutes. We didn't go inside or anything like that. We just stayed outside. It was creating quite a stir, of course, because there was, a lot of medical professionals all wearing white coats, which is the symbol of our profession. And what I noticed the most at the conference was there were a lot of physicians there who were new to plant-based eating themselves, or just being introduced to it at the conference. And what they all said was, this is great, this is a wonderful thing to know, but how on earth can we ever implement this if we don't get paid to do it? There were a bunch of doctors there who said that they have 15 to 20 minutes with each patient, and that there is no way that they can go over all the information that they need to go over, as well as saying something about nutrition to their patients. So basically they just do medication checks and then it's on to the next patient. That was what they said they could do. They said this information was correct. It appeared to be absolutely the truth, but there's no way that they could implement it in their practice, because they work for a company and the company requires that they see a new patient every 15 minutes, and there's just absolutely no way that it could be done. So that was one of the problems there. And then Dr. Baxter Montgomery was there as well, and he was talking about his heart patients, and a sweeter, more humble man I have never met. That was a very, very sweet man. And what he has is a practice in Texas where he says that he went down to the dietitians or the cooks in the kitchen, and he has a protocol that he uses for his heart patients. He's a cardiologist. He has a protocol that he calls putting them on grass and water. And he says when you put people on grass and water for however long you feel like they need to be on there, then when it's time for them to eat a vegan, no oil added diet, they think it's super easy because the grass and water was extremely difficult. And so he says, a lot of the people that work or were at the conference, the doctors that were at the conference, were asking, what can they do to, she said, one of the doctors said that when she ordered a vegan, no oil added diet for one of her patients, the kitchen sent up a piece of dry toast with tea, and that's all they could come up for the patient to eat. And that's not gonna do it. There's patients have to have more than dry toast and tea, especially if they're in the hospital. That's not gonna make it happen. So what he said that she should do is do exactly what he did. And what he did was he went down to the actual kitchen staff and the dietitians, and he designed a dietary, or he brought them exactly what he wanted the patients in the hospital to eat. And when he orders, so in his orders that he writes out for the patients, he actually says, this is what I want the patients to have. This is how we're going to get this done. This is what is included on that menu that I want for my patients to have. And I don't know, how the laws are or how the rules are, but in Texas, I think that's how the doctors can do it. And that was pretty amazing to see. So he actually took a few minutes of his own time to run down and make sure that his patients are taken care of correctly, because he's a real doctor. He's the real deal. He actually I mean, he doesn't, everybody's a real doctor. What I'm saying is that he's a comprehensive doctor. He is taking the time to actually look at the patients and do exactly what needs to be done to get them better. And he had a whole bunch of really great stories about patients recovering very, from their illnesses, because basically everyone's in the hospital, or many of the people in the hospital are there because they are suffering from nutritional disasters. They just aren't taking care of themselves at all. They're just eating the traditional American diet of eggs and bacon for breakfast, lunch meat sandwiches for lunch, and some kind of large piece of meat with potatoes and maybe a vegetable or two around the corners for supper, filled in with all these Starbucks beverages and lots of yogurts and cheeses and just all kinds of crap. All that stuff is going to do is just make you overweight and ill and contribute to autoimmune conditions and everything else that might be going on with you. So anyway, that is what happened at the conference this weekend. It was really, really fabulous to see all of those doctors coming out and to see so many people wanting to learn so much about plant-based eating. And of course the food was absolutely fabulous. They had some quinoa cookies there. There's no way that those could have been as healthy as they should have been. I hate to say this, but I actually snuck 4 of them. They were so delicious, but they were just really, really good. And they had a ravioli there that was fantastic with this plant-based meatball that I think must have had some kind of walnuts in it or something. It was really good, and the speakers were terrific. The whole weekend was just absolutely fabulous, and I'm so glad that I had the opportunity to go. The conference that I was talking about earlier was the International Conference on Nutrition in Medicine that is hosted by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine up in Washington, D.C. They usually have the conference at the end of the July, early August. It's right around that time of year. It's a yearly thing that happens, and it is the brainchild of Dr. Neil Barnard, and of course he was one of the speakers there. I was also delighted to have the opportunity to meet Dr. Milton Mills, who has an excellent presentation on Are Humans Carnivores, in which he most assuredly shows us with a very, very detailed slideshow of exactly why humans are not meant to be carnivores. And anybody who tells you otherwise has not done any type of research on it, because based on everything that our entire body is a built on a model that is not carnivorous as far as animal type is concerned. So also, who else was there at that conference? There was Eric O'Grey gave an excellent presentation on how a doctor saved his life. And of course, the doctor who saved his life, Dr. Preeti Kulkarni, was also there. And she gave a talk about how physicians can help patients like Eric O'Grey to lose their weight and give them what they need to make it happen. And of course, when Eric O'Grey went to lose his weight, he lost 150 pounds, I think. It was 150 pounds over the period of about 8 months. So obviously this can be done. So it's eat plants, move. Eat plants, move. That's your magic formula right there. Eat plants, move. And that's when you do those things and you avoid animals and oils, you definitely get the health benefits from it. And that includes a reversal of most chronic diseases. Most acute onset things get better as well. And of course your weight becomes optimized, which because some people need to gain weight and some people need to lose weight, and there are very few people that are sitting right at their optimal range with the current food that everyone's eating right now. So what I mean by that is, eating what you're supposed to which is plants and water. So another celebrity guest that was there at the Physicians Committee was a dietitian by the name of Brenda Davis, who is just doing remarkable work in the Marshall Islands as well as here in the United States and Canada. She has written, I think, 9 books, something like that. of what she's doing, and she just did a fabulous job of presenting all of that and the reasons that people should be eating plants and not animals. And it was just a really great convention. I'm just so glad that I had the opportunity to go this year as well as last year, and I hope to go again next year. So what is in the future for us here at Skinny and Fit Vegan TV? What we're going to do next is there is the Rock and Roll Half Marathon coming up. I think it's it's the first weekend in September. It's over Labor Day weekend. So of course I'm going to want to be running in that. So I'm going to have to sign up for that soon. I always like to wait until the last minute to sign up for races because I kind of want to see what the weather is going to be like, just to see what's going on. So I'm going to probably be signing up for that pretty soon, and that should be pretty exciting. So anyway, I hope all of you guys have a great day, and I just want to let you know about the conference.